I guess. No, this isn't any cheaper. Large white eggs, $4.50 for 2 dozen. So it's still over a couple bucks a dozen. I got plenty of butter. Let me get out of here before I freeze my ass off. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and there we go. There's some light. I'm here this morning, heading out on a mission. Heading out on a mission. I have run out of eggs. I have run out of pork rinds. It's a crisis. It's a crisis, and we are going to go shopping. We're going to go both to Sam's Club first, then over to Aldi. So I'll take you along for the ride, and we'll talk about what I think might be some important things on the way. Let's get going. Okay. And we've got a little time, but that'll give us time to talk before Sam's opens at 8 o'clock, and we'll run in and see if I can get any decent markdowns on anything this morning. Still pretty well stocked up on beef, especially prime rib. But if I see something that's especially a good deal, I'll buy it. Pork rinds for me serve as a real, and I hesitate to use the word crutch, but they serve as a kind of a crossover food between the world of things that go crunch and crackers and things to put other things on, like maybe dips, and seeing that a pork rind is 100% carnivore, zero carbohydrates, only protein and fat, and more protein than you'd think, because when you take what a pork rind it starts out as, which is pork skin, and you render out the fat, which is what it cooks in, and you want to make sure you do get pork rinds that are not, for some stupid reason, which I could never imagine, actually rendered out in seed oils. But when the fat renders out of pork rinds, and the two brands I use, both the Sam's Club and the Aldi brand, the Clancy's, neither one of them uses anything but the natural fat that comes in the pork, which is a healthy fat. But in the process of rendering that fat out of the pork skin, you're left with a protein matrix, scaffolding kind of, if you'd like, and we all have that in all of our fat, and it's what holds the fat cells in place so that they just don't all become like liquid. And when you render the fat out, you have this protein matrix left, which is why a pork rind retains its shape and takes on a cracker-like texture where it goes crunch, because where the fat was, it's filled with air. Now there's still some fat in it, but it's really a very healthy food. I don't use them for snacks. I don't snack. I've talked about how I feel about snacks. I think snacks are the downfall of so many people trying to do a low-carb keto or carnivore diet. I use them as a side dish with a meal. Or, for example, when I eat smoked salmon, I take the smoked salmon and I put it on the pork rind. and eat it like an hors d'oeuvre, but as part of a meal when I eat a meal. I'm very adamant about not snacking. I'm very adamant. I've gone over this stuff before, but I keep going over it. I'm very adamant about allowing our digestive cycle to finish before you start cramming any more food in, about not drinking excess liquids with your meal to dilute your stomach acid and keep from properly digesting the food. I'm very adamant about these things. But the pork rinds as a side dish are great, And sometimes if I've eaten a meal and I feel like, well, I'd just like to have a little more food, I'll make a dessert out of the pork rinds. I mean, yes, I know it sounds boring, but I'll eat a little dish full of pork rinds as part of my meal after I'm finished. Maybe my bacon and eggs or my beef. And it kind of finishes it off. So pork rinds for me are a godsend. They are something that if you like them, they're salty, they go crunch, they have the same qualities as so many of the poisonous snacks that we are hardly addicted to. And as far as transitioning, make it easier to transition into this lifestyle, because you've got enough forces, you've got enough messaging, you've got enough addiction, you've got enough of everything that is keeping you, from succeeding on this. So we're on a mission today, and we're going to get some of the lowly pork rinds, some of these lowly pork rinds that I think are so important. I think eggs are so important too. So if I do nothing today, if I end up finding nothing, as long as I get a bunch of eggs and a bunch of pork rinds to stock up, I will feel secure and feel happy. Well, it is 5 minutes till. They open in 5 minutes. There's already a couple of people standing out in front of the Sam's Club here. Maybe they are meat shoppers looking for the bargain deals, but we'll see. Anyway, I may film inside, I may not. We've all been there before, but we'll see. Got the camera with me just in case. Okay, here we are. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over and it looks like we got another old fart racing us to the meat. So we're going to beat them because we're faster. There we go. Well, I see some old guy pushing a cart with that kind of... Nope, he's gone somewhere else. So obviously he's not here looking for the meat. What do we got here? We're not interested in that. Holy cow, this is empty. This is empty, no markdowns in there. Wow, I'm surprised on a Tuesday morning. They must not have it out yet. No, look at that, nothing. Oh, there's something. Okay, what do we got here? We got some decent looking ribeyes. They were 41 and a quarter. Oh, these are thick ones. I like that. That's a good one. I'm going to buy them. And that was the find, evidently. That was the find. There's some filet mignon. Now we come over here to the prime. And that's not nothing there that I'm interested in. So wow, wow, wow. It was very, very slim pickings this morning. And they are really low on this stuff. That's very surprising. We got some New York strips here. We got some thin cut ribeyes. We got some regular ribeyes, but these things are 42, much more money than the one that I bought. I also want to get some baby back ribs. I usually keep a rack of them frozen, a package of them, and I am down to 2 half racks that are sous vide. So at $3 a pound, we will get ourselves some nice hefty ribs. And this is going to make 4 meals, and it's $24 and change, which is a relatively inexpensive meal. I don't need fish. I don't need fish this morning, but I do need eggs, and I always buy a package of bacon because I like to keep at least 30 pounds of this Wright's bacon in the freezer. So we're going to come over here to where the Wright's bacon is. We're going to buy the hickory smoked, which is good because that's what they got. I know a lot of people like the applewood smoked, but I like the hickory smoked. I'm going to find one that looks good, and that one looks pretty good first glance. Yeah, not bad. I like that. So we're gonna take that. And we're gonna head over and get some eggs. It's cold in here. Okay, $4.98 for a dozen and a half of these pasture-raised eggs, and wow, we're going to go ahead and get three packages of these. And interestingly enough, they all look a little different shades, which kind of is comforting knowing that they didn't just spray paint these things. And they've been pretty good eggs for the money. Now, if I really wanted to go cheap, and I guess, no, this isn't any cheaper. Large white eggs, $4.50 for 2 dozen. So it's still over a couple bucks a dozen. I got plenty of butter. Let me get out of here before I freeze my ass off. Now we just go through all the aisles. So I've got bacon and eggs. I scored some steaks. I got me some ribs, and that's about it. So we'll go check out, and we'll head over to Aldi. Oh no, I wanted to get the pork rinds. So let's see if I can find them. It's always a big hunt for the pork rinds, and constantly dodging this thing. Stand off. Where the hell are the pork rinds? There they are. Is that them? No, of course not. It's pretzels. All right, get out of my way. This is what our future is, folks. Dodging robots. And the pork rinds should be in here somewhere. I see them up there. There they are. They're in the big jars with all the crackers in this whole section of the store. There is not a healthy thing that you could eat except right here. So we'll get ourselves one jar of them and avoid all of this other crap that we're completely surrounded by. I comment on that every time I come in here, so there's no need to comment on it now. So we're going to go check out and head over to Aldi. See you on the way. And here we are at Aldi. First thing in the morning. Already people showing up here. We're going to go in and score some pork rinds and some ground beef. So let's just park down here on the end. A nice big wide parking place, and let's go in and see what's cooking. And we'll get ourselves a shopping cart here. Got to put a quarter in, but they give you the quarter back when you return the cart. How nice of them. Alrighty, so let's put the quarter in, and we got the cart, and here we go into Aldi, headed right to see if we can score some of those naturally unadulterated pork rinds. And we go past everything that we can't eat, virtually everything in this store that we can't eat. And here you go. Okay, good, they got some. So we're going to get these unflavored ones. We're gonna load up on these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is why they're always out of them. 7, 8, because somebody like me comes along and leaves only. That's why you gotta come early. Life of a carnivore, my friends. Strategic shopping. What are they getting for eggs here? They're regular eggs. $1.74. Not bad. We used to buy eggs here for years at 62 cents a dozen. And when I was on my blueberry kick, this is where I bought my heavy cream. They have some bacon that $3.99 a pound. $3.99 a pound. That's holding in there pretty good. Their meat department is in this Aldi leaves a lot to be desired, but I do go for the ground beef. I go for this. I think this is it here. 73%, 27, $3.38, $3.39 a pound. So I'm going to go for a couple of these, $3.39 a pound. So that gets me, I think, 11 plus pounds of ground beef there. And that's about it. That's about all I need. I don't need any of this. Pork rinds and hamburger. And we're out of here. We'll go over here and check out. It's incredible in this huge store. This is all I need. So we're going to check out here and go home and prep all this stuff. Okay, we're home and I've got a haul of pork rinds here, 10 bags from Aldi's of the Clancy pork rinds, and I really like them. They're clean. $1.19 a bag, not bad. And we've got the big tub from Sam's Club of their pork rinds over here in the refrigerator. We have a bunch of food to put away. We have 11 pounds of 27.73 ground beef. We have 4 pounds of Wright's bacon. A huge package of 2 racks of baby back ribs. Some real pretty ribeyes I got lucky enough to find today on markdown. That was really scarce, but the one they had was good. And what else I have in here is a piece of my leftover meatloaf with bacon, and that's what some of this is going to be for, to make another ginormous meatloaf. I took some smoked salmon out of the freezer, which I'll eat a little later as an addition to one of my meals, as a kind of an hors d'oeuvre with a sliced salmon on top of the pork rind. Rest of this stuff I'll put away, package and freeze, and that's about it, my friends. That is my adventure this morning, living the carnivore lifestyle. So, I enjoyed having you with me. I hope this was somewhat informative, and now, as usual, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.